My name is David Inman and I've been auditing environmental, quality and energy management systems for nearly 20 years now. I've travelled far and wide, both in the UK, into Europe and into America. But at the moment, with the COVID-19 coronavirus restrictions on us, many of us aren't able to visit sites. So this webinar is going to instruct you and encourage you to embrace video technology for management systems and any other form of audit. I've been carrying out audits via video for several years now. Before the pandemic, I used to use them when it was not commercially viable for me to visit sites. So for example, it's not commercially viable for me to visit Australia from the UK to visit an office. So colleagues in overseas sites took the videos themselves, sent them me and I processed them. During the pandemic, I've expanded the range of this service and it's become the main way of auditing for sites that still have COVID-19 coronavirus restrictions on them. During this time, I've also carried out a certification audit for the ISO 14001:2015 standard for a UCAS certified accreditation body, and I had a UCAS witness audit at the same time. But I couldn't visit sites because of the restrictions, and it was a minerals extraction site. So how do you audit a quarry when you can't go? Well, I asked the site staff to take specific videos of items that I would be seeing on site and WhatsApp them to me. I then forwarded them to the UCAS witness and everything went fine. It went really well. So it works. I've been remote auditing for years, and in this video I'm going to share my experiences and my tips for you to audit effectively via video. First of all, please ensure that all health and safety arrangements are in place. If you or others are walking around a commercial premises with a video camera, you may be slightly distracted from where you're going and where your footing is. So be extra careful and have risk assessments in place for taking your videos in whatever work environment it may be. We're now going to ask, what is an audit? Well, according to ISO 19011, which is the Management System Auditing Standard, an audit is a systematic, independent and documented process for obtaining audit evidence and evaluating it objectively to determine the extent to which the audit criteria are fulfilled. And in its basic form, an audit is to assess what rules are in place and the reality of the current situation against these rules. I've trained many auditors over the years and I've always believed that an auditor is a camera. And I say a camera because you're capturing a snapshot of time through your eyes, through your ears, and sometimes through your smell if you're working in certain environments. Via videos, of course, you can't use your smell, but you can still use your eyes and your ears. So you've got two senses to collect audit evidence with via video. And using videos, you can obtain audit evidence that you can evaluate at another location. ISO 19011 talks about first-party audits, second-party audits and third-party audits, which we're going to discuss a little bit later on in this webinar. But it does say you need to plan audits, prepare for audits, conduct the audit, report on the audit, complete the audit, and follow up any actions that's needed. In terms of data protection, please be aware of the legislation in your area of practice. In the United Kingdom, if you capture somebody's face on video, it's classed as personal data under GDPR. So when I'm taking videos, I will not get anybody's faces in them to avoid me capturing anybody's personal data. This also applies to any records you're inspecting, so just be aware and apply the legislation in your area, in your location of practice. Please don't think that you've got to rush out and buy any new equipment. A mobile phone will suffice, or a digital camera. As long as the video quality is reasonable, and if you're recording audio, the audio quality is suitable, that equipment will suffice. In terms of planning audits, we're going to look at the 3-party audit types. So the first party audit is an internal audit. And using videos, I found this can be evidence for internal use or evidence for third-party use. So internal audits, you can gather video evidence and either review it yourself, or you can get somebody else to get the videos and send it to you. But also you can gather this evidence for third-party certification use if the certification body isn't able to visit your site. Second party audit videos are quite similar, but the audit is being delivered by an external party, such as myself. So doing this, I will collect evidence for client use, and I will assemble evidence for client third party use, such as a client certification body. So I'll take videos or ask somebody else to take videos on my behalf, edit them, collate them and prepare them as evidence for a third-party certification body. And the third-party audit is the actual certification or accreditation audits, and it can also be statutory or regulatory audits. And third-party audit videos provide evidence for this third party to review, and I go back to the analogy of being a camera. You capture a snapshot in time that is evidence for this third party. And it is also proof of your current operational controls and operational situation. So we're going to look now at my audit planning process. So first of all, I'm going to agree the audit with the client and share with them my methods. Then communicate this. Agree my methods with the client, record that we've got an agreement, and arrange any local arrangements for access, health and safety, or anybody else's access for health and safety if you're not personally taking the video. And don't forget to verify where and when the audit's taking place. Now, where the audit's taking place will be recorded on the actual video, but the time, unless you timestamp in the video, you can use a newspaper and take a video of today's date, or capture today's date off a computer monitor. Once you've taken the video, you need to transfer the data, and it can be transferred either by yourself, maybe from your camera to your computer where you're going to edit it, or to somebody else. And this transfer of data must be secure, and it must fit in with any local legislation. I've asked countries in the world to send me videos on Dropbox, and unfortunately Dropbox is banned in that particular country. So we couldn't actually use video evidence, we had to use photographic stills. So in terms of data transfer, just check the legality and check that the person you're either sending the video for or receiving the video is happy with that transfer method. And finally, check the video. Review the video is complete and you've got all the footage. Then process it. With processing it, you can annotate it with certain software. You may want to talk over it and describe what you've seen. And once you've processed the video, you'll produce a video file which you'll need to share securely with the appropriate people. So when you're taking videos for audit, don't forget, if you're using a mobile telephone, please take the video in landscape and not portrait, because in landscape you get a wider picture when you transfer it onto a computer or TV screen, whilst in portrait you'll get the lines at the side of the video and you won't get a complete picture. And as you can see, landscape, you capture more information. If you're shooting in noisy locations, don't forget you can always talk over and narrate the video when you are editing it. And similarly, you can add annotations onto the video using certain software. If you're filming outside and it's windy, think about annotating the video, because the wind may result in people not hearing you. Also, try and avoid background noise. Unless you've got waterproof equipment, you may have to take videos in the rain. So don't forget, bring an umbrella to protect your camera. Try not to film with the sun or any other bright light behind you, because we can't see you. If you are auditing any physical structures, features or assets, you may want to describe or put a marker or an item of scale to show the size of it, such as, if safe to do so, placing your foot to mark the scale of an object, or using a pen, or using a ruler or other marker. Don't forget, you can capture the readings on any monitoring or measuring equipment that you may be using at the time of the audit. If you want to embed videos in audit reports, you can either use a screen capture from the video, or if you're sharing on, for example, YouTube, you can actually share the hyperlink. If you are sharing on YouTube, I would either use the private mode or the unlisted mode. The unlisted mode, nobody can search or find the video. You actually need the URL of the video to share it. And this is good for sending to third parties such as certification bodies. If you actually want to share it privately, you must share it with an email address that has a YouTube account. So just check this before you transfer and share the video. With all videos, practice makes progress, and the more you do, the better you'll get at capturing accurate evidence using video, whether it's yourself capturing it or you're managing others to capture it on your behalf. So thanks very much for watching. Stay safe everybody, stay well. If you enjoyed our videos, please click on subscribe, and we hope to see you again soon. Thanks for watching.